Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my video. So let me introduce myself. My name is Tarek Manzoor. I'm an iOS developer, and I want to make videos now. Yeah, so the idea of the channel is really to share some knowledge and practice a little bit stuff that I've learned over the years, and just learn also new stuff that I'll be doing research on for video content. So for this episode, I just wanted to do the most basic stuff in Swift, which is declaring a variable and a constant. Um, yeah, so I just want to make the most basic stuff at first, so I can practice a little bit with making my videos, and then once I get rolling a little bit, I'll go into more advanced topics of Swift and just general programming as well, like design patterns and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, let's get into it. So if you don't have Xcode already, I would suggest you to Google download Xcode, and you can download Xcode, and then you can start a new playground. And what a playground is basically is just a file with Swift code in it, which you can run. It's basically just to test some stuff out, and just play around with Swift a little bit. So that's what I have open right now. So yeah, let's get into it. So to declare a variable in Swift, all you gotta do is write var, and then your variable name, and then you can assign a value to the variable, like so. So just var, which is variable, name, which is the variable name, and then just assign the value to it. So it's pretty straightforward. So if you run this, you can see that it was properly assigned. You see Playground spits out the value for you on the right. So let's say, yeah, so that's fine. So let's say you want to declare a constant. So constant is basically a variable but doesn't change. So I guess the name is very descriptive. So to declare a constant, you can just do the same thing, except instead of using a var, you use a let. Right, so birth year 1989. So this is a constant. So wait, hold on. But there we go. This is a constant. So declaring a constant, naming it birth year, and then assigning the value to it. So that's how you declare a constant. So yeah, basically you cannot, the difference is that variables you can reassign new values to it. Constant you cannot, obviously. So let's try to reassign a new value to my variable. So let's say I want to add my middle name as well. Right, this is perfectly fine. This is fine code. This is completely doable. Now if you want to try to change the value of a constant, so let's say birth year, and let's say I want to make myself younger, but doesn't compile. Because it's a constant, you cannot reassign new values to it. So the compiler will complain. So let's comment that out. So you might be thinking right now, but hold on, I thought Swift was a type-safe language, which means, for those who understand, it means that the variables have a type assigned to it, right? So, and it is, Swift is a type-safe language. However, if you read this, it doesn't really look like a type-safe language. It just looks like you're declaring a variable and assigning whatever value to it, which is true, that's what you're doing. But the compiler basically detects what type this variable is and then assigns that type to the variable you declared. So to prove this, what we can do is try to assign a new value to name, but of a different type. So let's say we say name, and we want to assign 100 to it. You will see the compiler will complain again and will says cannot assign a value of type int to type string, which means that name is of type string and we cannot assign a different type to it, which is a type int. So the compiler will complain. So this kind of proves that Swift is a type-safe language. So let's comment that out as well. But let's say you don't want to, you don't trust the compiler to assign the proper or the correct type to your variable. You can also, you can also declare the variable. So you say, okay, this variable is of type, whatever. So usually you would do this if you're declaring a decimal number that you don't want to be a double. So let's say let's create a length 1.59, right? So this would be a double. Why? Because when you declare so when you write a decimal in Swift like this, Swift will always say that it's a double. So let's say if we type of length, so the type of command basically returns the type of the variable you pass into it. So if we see what type this is, you see on the right side this is a double type. So let's say you want to declare a variable, but you say I don't want it to be a double, I want it to be a float. So what you can do is you can specify the type of your constant or variable. So let's say you want length 2 equals 1.59. This will do the same, but let's say you want it to be a float. What you can do is you can put a colon here and then cg float, and now this would specify that I want this variable to be of type cg float, right? The same thing if you do like if you're doing an int. So let's say age equals 21, right? It's 21, and then if you do type of age, it will be an int. But you could argue, say, okay, but I don't want it to be an int, I want it to be an unsigned int, because you cannot have negative age, right? So then you can specify again the type using type annotation and use an unsigned int, and you will see this will be of type unsigned int, and the same as the length. If we check the type of it, length 2, we run it, you see it's a type float. So so yeah, there you go. You can also specify the type, because Swift is a type safe language, and this is how you do it. Just specify it after declaring the variable name, colon, specify the type, and then you can equal it to a value. So another cool thing to do is you can declare multiple variables on the same name. So let's say you want to say declare, I don't know, letters. So A int equals 0, and then B int equals 1, and then C int equals 2. Right. So this is perfectly fine syntax. So if you print these variable out, so A, B, C, you can see that this is all perfectly fine. So this is just another way to declare variables. And I think you can also do this. So if you want to assign them all to the same value initially, I think this is also fine. Yeah, there you go. Now they're all, no, actually you gotta assign them, never mind. You gotta assign what value you want them to be. So you go on the right again, you see 0, 1, and 2. So another thing which is kind of fun is that you can declare variable names using emojis. So let's say you want to declare a variable pizza and you want to be funny, and you declare an emoji. This is perfectly correct syntax. So we run it, you see pizza on the right side. I would suggest against this, because if your code is filled with emojis, I think your colleagues won't be happy about that. So but I just wanted to show it. I think it's fun. We always joke about these things when writing code, but we never leave them in the code base. You want to have as descriptive of a name as possible. So that's it, guys. I think that's the episode, and I hope you liked it. I'm gonna also post this file on my GitHub account, which you will find the link in the descriptions below. If you want to see me make more videos, subscribe, and yeah, thanks for watching.